Let's go.
I dedicated every damn thing to this. I had to take a loss so I could cherish this shit. 200 pounds of cushion trying to sell that shit. My amigo said, fuck it, he gon' mail the brick. Soon as I get my hands on it, I'ma sell them shits. Y'all scooter making jewels on them bells and shit. And we ain't gotta talk about it, you can tell we rich.
Hi everybody, and welcome to my channel. Welcome to Angie's Room. Today, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do today. I know what I'm gonna do. I want to do a story time. And again, everybody want to know, well, not again, but everybody want to know I'm eating Charleston Chew, mini chews. They like marshmallow chocolate covered candy. But, okay, my first story time is, because I guess I was thinking about, like, what's the best way y'all think, like, to break up with somebody, right? This what made me think of this story. So, I was, me and my cousin was discussing this issue, so I want to know what you guys think. Now, here's my opinion. I feel like it depends on the person. Like, I know a lot of people might say, breaking up with someone over, like, email, text messaging, whatever, anything that's not in person or something like over the phone, that might be the cowardly move. But in my opinion, it just depends on who the hell you is. Okay, you might be crazy, baby, and you might need to be broke up over the phone. I mean, you might need to be broke up through a text message, or a bitch might just need to ghost you for real, like get a restraining order or something. You just might be one of the kind of person like. A bitch don't want to break up with you in person because you going to act up. You going to show your ass. And anybody got time for that. Bitch, you might be a whole killer. Like, y'all know what I'm talking about, because some people don't date some crazy motherfuckers. And then, when it's time you want to get rid of their ass, it don't be that motherfucking easy. But I heard too many goddamn stories. I never really had a crazy person experience. I couldn't get rid of the bitch. Well, no, no. Let me rephrase that. I have been in a situation where it was hard to get rid of someone, but he wasn't necessarily. Well, I didn't think he was crazy, but then again, the bitch in prison right now caught 13 years for attempted murder. So, child. Anyway. So my story time comes not from that situation, but from a different situation on how I guess you could say broke up with the person. If you consider packing all your shit and leaving, and saying I'm finna go, breaking up there, yeah, that's how I broke up with him. But anyway, so I'm from Florida. I moved to Rochester, New York, and I stayed there for like 4 years. And that last year that I was there, I ended up dating this guy. Now, the way me and him met was on social media. Hold on a minute. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. But okay, so yeah, I dated him like that last, not even the whole year, but I started dating him. I came back to Orlando the end of June, 1st of July of 2010. So I started dating him in like November of 2009. Anyway, so we met over, I think it was MySpace or some shit. I don't know. One of them damn social media sites, honey. So we started talking from there. I think I talked to him like just through, social media for like almost a year. Yeah, it was almost a year. It was like earlier that year, like earlier 2009, like January, something like that. But yeah, so we, like I said, we met through social media. We were talking, everything cool. He was, he seemed like a cool person, da da da. We just talked about some of any and everything, just, getting to know each other, I guess. So, now what I liked about him was that he was just, he was like the type of person that you could talk to about some of any and everything, and I like that in, you know, somebody that I date. Like, I don't like somebody who's just like one dimensional, or can't really, somebody you want to be able to conversate about different subjects, different things about life. I don't know, science, spirituality, some of everything. But anywho, um, so yeah, so then we ended up finally meeting in person. Well, before that, we exchanged phone numbers because, like I said, we was talking strictly through social media. So we ended up exchanging phone numbers. Now, during this time that I'm talking to him on social media, I'm still dating. Like, if I meet a guy, we go out on a date, and stuff just wasn't happening with somebody else, but me and him just continued to talk. I don't, didn't know what he had going on at the time. I found out later on. So yeah, he was in a relationship at the time. That man was talking, but it was kind of like, I guess that relationship was kind of coming to an end or whatever. But anywho, so we finally meet in person. He was a cool guy. Like I said, I liked him a lot. He had a good personality. He had a good sense of humor. And he was into music. Like he was into like, I guess, creating like what would you call it, beats or whatever, what have you. So he had like music equipment, like microphones, all of that stuff. But anywho, so we finally meet in person. Like I said, he was a real cool guy. And it just, started from there, us just seeing each other or whatever. And then one day I was talking to him on the phone, and he was telling me that he had to move, that he was getting ready to move, like as if like, my lease is ending type of move, and he was in the process of looking as to where he was gonna move and stay next. So and from that conversation we still was talking or whatever on a pretty regular basis. And then when I talked to him again, like I knew when he was telling me his lease was up. So when I talked to him again, I was asking him, had he moved yet? And he was like, he's getting ready to move, but he just didn't know where he was gonna go. So I'm like, you don't know where you finna go? Like, bro, I've been talking to you for like a minute, and now it's the end of your lease and you don't know where you're gonna go. Like, anywho, so I'm like, well, and he was like, cause he didn't live in Rochester. He lived like on the outskirts in some little town. But anywho, but he was from the city, you know what I'm saying? He was from Rochester. So he was planning on moving back to Rochester. So I was like, okay, that's cool. So I'm like, you can't live with no family, you got no friends out here. Like, this where you grew up at, like, nobody? A granddaddy, a grandma, a uncle, cousin, sister, brother, nothing, nobody. So he was like, well, I don't really the little bit of family I do have, like, I don't really like, get along with them like that, or he never really was that close to them or what have you. Now I know he had a brother and I know he had a sister, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know what the dynamics of their relationship was at the time, but I found out. Anywho, so me being, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I just did one of those things where you say, one of those situations where you just say what sound good or the right thing. So I'm just like, okay, so I mean, bro, if you got to be out in a couple days and you don't know where you're gonna go, I don't mind if you come and stay on, sleep on my couch for a couple nights or whatever, or what have you. But so he was like, oh no, I can't do that. I wouldn't, do that. I want to do it like that or whatever. So I'll figure it out. I'm just like, all right, cool. So I just felt like, I didn't know what else to say. Like, I didn't want to be like, make the man think that I ain't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? So But whatever. So by the time I hear from him again, like, no, not even that, like, by the time I hear from him again, like I said, conversation still, continue, whatever, whatever. Um, and so one day when I talked to him, he was like, do your offer still stand? And I was like, I don't forgot. I was like, my offer, what offer? And he was like, to come and stay at your house for a couple nights just so I could figure out what I could do. Maybe I can see if I could, stay with a family member, what have you. So I'm like, all right, cool. Now, in hindsight, I ain't know this man long enough to be having him come live in my house. I mean, I had 2 kids. By this time, he had met my kids. You know what I'm saying? He had seen them, met them, or whatever. But that's like a whole nother dynamic, though. Like inviting somebody into your home. But anywho, my ass did that shit. So he comes in, and make a long story short, it turned into him staying a couple days to a full blown relationship. Okay, so now mind you, he came there like November of 2009. At the time, I was taking care of my mom. My mom had came to live with me in August of that year. My mom is a schizophrenic, and she spent like 19 years in a mental hospital in not upstate New York, in northern Florida, like up near Jacksonville. And when my aunt told me that they were releasing her, I was like, what y'all gonna do with her? And they was talking about putting her in another, like, what they call like halfway houses, or however they was gonna do it. And I didn't really want that to happen, because that was the whole reason why my mom was even sent to the mental hospital in the first place. Like when I was young, was because she would like be walking all times of the night in the halfway houses, or they're not half. That's what they used to call them back then. Now they're like group homes. So the group home where she lived, they couldn't tell them that they couldn't come and go. That was against the law. You can't just like hold a person against their will, like even if they do suffer from a mental illness. So, anywho, I didn't want that to like be a reoccurrence. After 19 years of her coming back out, and just depending on where she's living at, I didn't want her to be walking up and down the street. So I had them send her to me, like she can come stay with me. You know what I'm saying? And I really, that right there is a whole nother story, because I really wasn't ready for what I wasn't ready, okay? And I still take care of her to this day. But it has its days. But anyway, so let's get back to the story. But so he ends up coming to stay there. And like I said, my mom should take her medication. We have our, she has her days. Everything doesn't run smoothly every day. And if you don't understand schizophrenia, I mean, try to look up like some information on it so you can get yourself familiar with it, so you can understand like some of the symptoms. And the symptoms vary from person to person. And usually schizophrenic is tied to like depression, and yeah, like it's tied to depression. Some people could be or paranoia, like paranoia, and things like that. So anyway, that was something that me and him shared in common. His mom also, was schizophrenic. But the difference was his mama ain't want to take no medication because she wanted to smoke dope. And when I say dope, I mean crack. And I'm just like, now anybody who knows anything, when it comes to like, especially mental illnesses like schizophrenia, bipolar, things like that, that and drugs don't mix. Because a lot of times that's how people, it's been said that how they end up like that anyway. Taking, strong drugs, and it ends up having a chemical imbalance on their brain, and they can end up with schizophrenia and things like that. That's not what happened to my mom. To be honest, I really don't know what happened to my mama. I just know my mom was never a drug user. She wasn't an alcoholic. None of that. I heard a story, and like I said, that's another story time about my mom. But I had ended up like, after years and years and years, ended up getting kind of like what my aunt thought might have happened to her, and I'll share that with y'all in another video. But anyway, so that was something that me and him had in common. So the fact that I had only had my mom for a few months, But she been my mama all my life. Like we always went and visited her during the holidays and things like that over the years. So I knew what it was, and I can remember what it was like as a little girl being with my mom with her condition, because she been like that since as far as I can remember. Like I don't know my mama being who she was before she became a schizophrenic. So I don't know nothing about that person. But anywho, so that was something that we had in relation. I could kind of empathize with him, with or whatever. And but not this shit with his mama wants, she wants to smoke dope and don't want to take the medicine. So, child, that's a whole shit show. So let me tell you. So I find out that I guess once he moved back to the city, now she has access to him. As far as like the lady was so fucking like quirky and just I don't even know what words to describe. The symptoms of a schizophrenic that's not on medication. That shit is crazy as hell, okay? The lady was very, very paranoid. And he used to tell me stories like when he take her somewhere, like she'll be down in the seat, in the front seat now, but she'll get down like, damn near under the dashboard. Cause he say, and he'll be like, what the fuck is you doing? And she'll be like, she's talking about people watching her. The government want her. All this, man, some wild ass shit, okay? So, and I don't want to like, make this like I'm, being judgmental about people mental illnesses or making it a laughing matter, because it's really not. You know what I'm saying? But but ain't nobody gonna be able to tell me that, man, that shit crazy, okay? So anybody who suffer from mental illness or have a loved one, please disregard my statement as not being disrespectful, but that shit crazy, and y'all know it is. I might not be describing it in the most, politically correct way, but anywho, back to the story. So he's telling me, now that he's moved back here, back there to the city, like I say, now he's closer to where she is, so she has access to him. Now, what at this point what's going on is that she can't find nowhere to stay because like I say, his brother, her other son, her daughter, her sisters, her nieces, cause nobody didn't want to deal with her, because everybody had already had their turn with letting her live in their house, and she would do these off the wall ass things to the point and try to, like, they describe it as trying to take over their house, and they just was tired of it. It takes a very strong person to deal with some shit like this. To this day, I don't even know how I still deal with my mama. Thank God she on medication though, but like I said, she have her moments and her days too. Every day is not perfect. So we got to remember medication is not a cure. It's just, it medicates. And sometimes it do. And I mean, I ain't gonna say the medicine don't work, but sometimes that shit just, she human. So she gonna have, anyway, you just gotta go look and see what schizophrenia is for you to have a better understanding, because I can't describe that shit to you. But anywho, so so when like I'm sitting here looking at this man every night go take this lady to try to see if he can find somewhere for her to live. Because in all honesty, he didn't want to have to deal with it on a daily basis. And I didn't want to deal with that shit on a daily basis. Not from the shit that he was telling me that she be doing. I'm like, man, I know this the man mama, but bruh. And I got enough on my plate. I got 2 kids and I got my other mom. I mean, I got my mama. Like, I don't want to do, I don't know. That shit, man, the shit he was describing me, wouldn't nobody want to put up with that shit, okay? So, anywho, so one day he's dropping me off to work. We'll drop the kids off first, and he would drop me off to work and pick me up. So she would end up, she didn't want to stay at the house by her. Okay, this would end up happening. So he tried to take her around like for a few nights. This probably went on for about 2 weeks. Every night he got to find somewhere to this lady to stay. He coming back like 12 o'clock at night after he done begged and pleaded for his niece or somebody to just please let us stay here for the night. So after a while, he came home one night, and I was like, so you found somewhere to stay? He was like, no, man, she's still out there. She out there in the car. I just needed to, he was like, I just need a break. We just been riding around for a while and I'm just tired. So I was just like, you know what? It's late. Just let her stay here for a couple days until you can figure out a more solid place for her to go. So now she had this one friend, but the friend didn't want to deal with her ass either. Let him tell it. The friend had already kind of washed her hands with her too, as far as staying with her. Now the lady still get high with her ass, shit like that. When she get that little disability check every month, she goes running straight over to a little friend house. They buying beer and crack and whatever else they do over there. But she just didn't want to deal with her as far as living with her. So I'm like, Lord have mercy. So y'all, the man, this is like the weekend. So when he dropped me off at work, Monday, the plan was that he was gonna spend that day, and however long it took to try to just, find her somewhere stable to stay. We didn't know if it was gonna be a shelter or any fucking thing. We didn't damn know. So he dropped me off from work. When he come pick me up, the lady is still with him. I'm like, oh Lord. Now don't get me wrong. If she wasn't a paranoid schizophrenic and she actually took her medication, she would actually be an okay person. Like, I'm not saying that she was this horrible person. The bitch just, man, that shit was crazy. Okay, y'all, let me finish telling the story. So anyway, she comes. So when they come pick me up from work, we ended up taking her by her friend's house. So, but she wasn't staying. We was just taking her over there for whatever, and she was coming back. I can't remember for what. So when she gets out of the car, she was just like, ask her, like that. So I'm looking like, ask me what? Here go the bullshit. So he jumps out the car and runs to her friend's house. So I'm like, ask me what? And he's like, well, she don't got nowhere to stay. And I'm just really getting tired of trying to drive around and figure out where she's going to stay every night. And I just want to know if she could just come and stay with us for like a month. She said she got $300. She leave $300. You know what I'm saying? She just got her disability. Or she was finna get it like in a couple days or something. And I'm just like, oh God, I do not want to have to deal with this because I already knew this shit was going to be a whole shit show, y'all. I just didn't know it was going to be like it was. So he ends up, so I ended up agreeing to it. I was like, okay, for a month. 1 month turned to 2 months. Y'all, by that second month, I was done. But I was done after the first. It's like soon as that lady gave me $300, bitch, it turned to a whole circus. Okay? She went and stayed home by herself. Now I had my mom in like a program for people with mental illness. So she would only have 1 day where she didn't go. And my grandma I used to pay my grandma to watch my mom or whatever for that 1 day. And that was fine with my grandma because my grandma was like, she don't pretty much do nothing but just kind of sit there. She talked to herself and, shit like that. Like I said, I got plenty of stories about her, but this ain't really about her. But anyway, my grandma used to keep her for me. So once the lady started staying with her, like I said, she was too paranoid and scared to stay home by herself. So on Wednesdays, he just asked me, he was like, my mama want to know, if your mom can stay home with her. She'll watch her. She'll make sure she feed her and stuff like that. Because his mama was high functioning. It's not like people with schizophrenia is just like, well, no, I'm not going to say. Like I said, it's different levels to it. So this lady still knew how to cook and clean. And, she still was, a person. She had a lot of sense, to a certain degree of she wasn't stupid, you know what I mean? She just had some wacky shit going on. She was very, I'm sorry for looking over y'all, but she was very paranoid. That was like a real big thing. But the bitch wasn't too paranoid when she wanted to smoke dope to go get that motherfucking, go smoke dope. She ain't never smoking in my house. But when she wanted to go smoke crack, she wasn't too paranoid to go find the crack and smoke it. We had a convenience store right across the street from us. That bitch wasn't too motherfucking paranoid when she wanted some goddamn cigarettes to run across there and get them bitches. She wasn't that motherfucking scary. But she didn't want to stay to the house by her damn self. So I said, okay. And Miss Cat, well, I don't want to say her name, sorry. But the lady she really was good, my mom. My mom was cool. Like, for the most part, she pretty much just, sat in, not gonna say sat, sat in one place, but I mean, they older women, they sit and watch the stories and the news and whatever else. And my mama liked watching soap operas, so that was right up her alley. And for the most part, they got along, I guess. So I agreed to let her start watching my mama on Wednesdays, right? Y'all, one day we come home, and the way my apartment was made, it was like, I don't know if anybody is familiar like with the houses like in upstate New York, but they look like these real big old wooden houses. And I'm pretty sure at some point those were single family homes. And I'm talking about if it was a single family home at some point, those probably were like those big 6 and 7 bedroom houses. But it's like they took them and made them into apartments, like built walls and whatever they had to do to like just separate them into apartments, and all of them be set up different on the inside, just depending on how they built. But the one that we lived in, it was like kind of like, it was like a duplex. If anybody know what a duplex is, we have those two little apartments that share like a building, one that's all in just one little building, but they separate in by themselves. That's kind of like how, like, I lived on the front by the major road, and the lady lived, her door faced the side street. But right next door to me was a Chinese restaurant. It was a bar across the street, and then it was a barbershop directly across the street, and then we had a convenience store on the corner. So like I said, we come home one day, and the way you come in my house is like, if I'm the front door, when you walk in, you're gonna pass the living room on your right, and it's like a little foyer area, I guess, to the side, because it's like something you could probably put. I ended up putting a chair, like a table right there, and then you have the stairs. As soon as you pass the stairs, there's a door right here that leads you down to the basement and the side door. But if you keep straight, it's like the kitchen, and then the dining room is in the back. But anywho, the door where you go down to the basement, or where you can go out the side door, it was a hole in it. So I'm just looking like, what the fuck? So it was weird, because this particular day his sister was in town or whatever, and wanted to see her mom and come visit her mom. So the sister also had some type of mental disability. I don't know what that shit was, but she was, I don't want to say she was, I really don't know what her condition is, but in the hood we'll say slow. She was a little special, or whatever, but she was a nice girl, from the short time that I knew her. She was a nice girl. So anyway, she was over there, and the only reason I know this about the girl, because he told me this. But anywho, and you can kind of tell, I ain't gonna lie. But anywho, so I'm looking like, what the fuck? So I'm telling him like, look at this damn hole in the door. Like, where the fuck is this hole come from? So she tried to say that my mama did it. I'm like, why the fuck she put a hole in, what did she do to put a hole in the fucking door? And mind you, this is one of those, it's not a solid wood door, but it's like a hollow wooden door. If anybody can, like, like, it's like a room door, like something that like be like a room door on your house, inside your house. Not all of them are solid wood. Some of them are just like hollow doors with the, it's not really, I don't want to say fake wood, but it's almost like, reminds you of like wood paneling to a point. So it would be easy to, if you hit it hard enough with something, it will put a hole in it. So I'm asking her, well, what did my mama do to put a hole in the door? Like, that just don't make no damn sense. So no, I'm lying. Okay, because that was when she tried to blame my mama for something totally different. But anywho, so just a hole in the door. So I'm just like, what the fuck happened? So at the time, I had a little dog, a little Schitzo. His name was Biscuit. I love Biscuit to death. And his mama fell in love with him, and she played with him a lot. She was good with the dog. She was nice to him, and I ain't really mind her, like, playing with him or nothing like that. So she kind of was she just loved Biscuit to death. But anywho, she claims that she was holding him and almost fell or something. This lady made up this story that didn't make no fucking sense. And she said she just claims her hand hit the door. I don't remember if it had anything to do with the dog or she was a laundry basket, something. This shit just didn't make no sense. And I'm just like, how your hand just falling? Like, this had to take some, like, it wasn't a solid wood door, but it still had to take some more pressure and you just kind of like falling back on it. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I'm just looking at that shit like, that shit don't sound right. And I'm telling him that shit don't sound right. I'm like, that don't sound right. But I'm looking at my mama. My mama look cool. I don't see, like, you know, nothing else broken in the house or no shit like that. So I'm just like, okay, what can I really do? So we ended up, you know, and this is like the end of the day. So I'm just getting off from work and whatever. So I'm going up to, you know, just throw some house clothes on so I could just come back down and cook or whatever, or get whatever, figure out what we're going to have for dinner. And so when we go upstairs, so I ended up coming back downstairs. And him and his sister was in the room. So, and the mama was downstairs with my mom or whatever, and the kids or whatever, they watching TV. So he was telling me, he was like, he called me, he was like, come here. So I go upstairs. The sister's in there telling him what happened to the door. She got mad with my mama because I guess she was cleaning up. So she told my mama to go to her room while she cleaned the living room. First of all, my mama's a grown-ass lady. And she got plenty of sense just like you, bitch. She's not a child. She doesn't have to go upstairs to her room just for you to sweep the living room, clean the living room up or whatever. She's one person. You could literally clean up one side of the living room. Ask her to sit on that side you clean and do the rest. That's what I do. So the girl said that she was fussing at my mama. Like I said, like she a little fucking kid. And my mama ended up getting mad. And my mama ran up, you know, she just went upstairs in her room, and the girl said my mama was cussing. And she would tell she was just really upset or whatever. And she say their mama got mad because at first my mama wouldn't listen to her, and she just like hit the door real hard, like with her hand or her fist or something, and knocked the hole in the fucking door. So I'm like, this bitch is, now here come the real crazy shit coming out, because bitch, you better have hit that motherfucking door. You hit my mama, baby. When I tell y'all, I wouldn't even felt bad. I'd have whooped that lady ass. I wasn't worried about the sister because I don't think she did nothing. But I'd have fucked him up too if he thought that he was gonna try to help her. I'd have killed that bitch in there. But anyway, so me and him, we end up confronting her about it. She talking about the girl lying. Why would I do that? This and this and that. And like, the girl was looking at us like, I'm telling y'all what happened now. She could be mad at me if she want to. But the girl say that because she was wrong. She say, and I'm telling y'all this because she was wrong for hollering at that lady. And she said I felt bad for the lady because she was screaming and hollering at her and was getting really upset because that lady didn't listen to her. And I kept telling my mama that lady grown. And I knew the girl. I just had a feeling that girl wasn't lying, y'all. So, anywho, I'm sorry, this is a long story. But anywho, so I hope y'all enjoying it. If not, y'all can click off at any time. Anybody else that want to listen, I'll finish the story. But, so, I'm just like, I'm looking at him like, okay, she tripping now. Like, it was bad enough we had an incident where I came downstairs in the middle of the night one night. And the lady's so paranoid. I don't know if y'all know like the vertical blinds. You know, like the vertical blinds where like on each side you have that string that goes between them, because like when you pull the actual you know, cord or string that lets them up, those are the parts that pull it up. So, and you know, it's like little holes in it that they feed the little, you know, the thread through. So you could, if you really got up on the blinds, yes, you could probably see outside very clearly and not very much, you know, out of that one little hole, but you could see out of it nonetheless. This lady's so fucking paranoid. I told y'all she said the government and some people after her. So she said that the people could see through the blinds. So I come down downstairs one night. She done took Christmas wrapping, y'all, and cut it in strips. Now, you know, cut, she ripped it because it wasn't like the shit was all neat or nothing. And she used the scotch tape to tape them along those little things where the string was to cover up the little holes. So I look, and it's like literally as soon as you walk down my stairs, the living room is right across like damn near right across from the stairs. I come down, y'all, and I just look at her. And she just stopped, like, looking at me as if she know this shit look crazy as fuck. I go back up. I immediately turned around and went back upstairs. I say, bro, you need to go get your mama. He was like, what's she doing? I say, man, just go see. Just go see what she doing. He go downstairs. He was like, what is you doing? Like, you just can't come in somebody's house, mom, and just be hanging up Christmas wrapping. Can't nobody see through that. And they get into this argument. And one thing she used to do every time they got in an argument, she would always grab my dog and pick my dog up. So when he started, like, my dog used to love him, you know what I'm saying? But it was like when she used to do that and them arguing back and forth, I think that my dog thought that she was protecting him from him. So he got it misconstrued that as if like them arguing had something to do with him. You know, I don't think she was doing this consciously, but it's just that's ended up what happened. So later on down the line, my dog ended up biting him, but he ended up like used to growl at him and wouldn't come close to him or none of it. It was weird. Like I was just like, what the fuck? So anywho, they get in an argument. This one of many, okay? Y'all, it got to the point like the lady used to say some off the wall ass shit. Like it was just ridiculous. Like it had got to the point where she would come upstairs. Now you had the whole living room to yourself at night to sleep. She had her clothes in the dining room because I didn't really use the dining room. We had a our kitchen was small, but we had like a 4-seater like counter height table. That was good enough for, you know, the kids or my mom or somebody to sit at to eat, you know, breakfast, dinner, whatever. And a lot of times anybody ate in the living room. So my dining room, I did hair like for years. So when I moved there, I didn't get licensed to do hair in New York. I ain't gonna lie. So I used to do it at home. Oh well. So I used the dining room for that. So I had to set up back there like, you know what I'm saying, where I used to do people hair. And I also used to, like, when it was laundry day, I would bring all the clothes down and just so nobody could see us doing laundry, and I wasn't going to take our clothes down in the basement and separate them and nothing like that. So I used to use the dining room to separate laundry or whatever. Anywho, one day she's sitting in the living room and I passed by her and she kind of like tapped me or whatever. And I look at her and she's like, they're trying to get in here. And I was like, I'm looking at her like, who the fuck trying to get in here? She say, they're trying to come through the basement floor. I say, ma'am. I looked her dead in her face and I said, if they want to come in, let them come in, baby. And she looked at me like, what? You just gonna let them come in? Bitch, if they digging up through the basement floor to get in here, tell them come on. So I walked off from that shit. It was so much, y'all. I'm just only telling y'all a little bit. It was so much in them 2 months, okay? Too much. But anyway, so I got to the point where I was tired of this shit. So I'm asking him, when the fuck is she leaving? He used to try to like get an attitude about it because I know he know that if she has to go, it's gonna go back to the same routine of him having to figure out where she gonna go. Y'all, it was so much that had happened in that short period of time that I didn't give a fuck, okay? My sympathy for the shit was out the motherfucking window. I was like, this bitch got to go. I don't give a fuck. If you can't find nowhere to stay, bitch, you could, in my mind, you could go with her motherfucking ass. I don't, long as she go. So we ended up calling. I said we was gonna Baker act her, right? So we ended up calling the police. Of course, the police get there. You know, they ask these people questions, and they don't feel like they're suicidal or this is a process that we're learning. So we didn't know all of this, and if they don't feel like we don't say, well, no, she ain't threatening us or nothing, but we spent enough time with her. We know she fucked up. We know her medical history. This is her son. Like, he know what's going on. No, she get there try to act like the most intelligent motherfucker in the world. And oh, the shit just used. I just girl. Oh, anyway, y'all. So the police was basically like, wasn't nothing they could do. And she had a key to my house. Like I said, this is I'm learning this as I go. Now I know better. She had a key to my house. It fit the door. He checked it. If she had been there over 14 days. So, because he asked me how long she had been living there, and I told him 2 months. He was like, once it's over 14 days, you have to legally evict somebody. So that means I had to go downtown and pay money to serve her with eviction papers. And it could still be up to 30 days that she could still be there. I said, bull motherfucking shit. But I listened to the police officer, but he ended up pulling us to the side. It was actually two of them. One of them that was talking to us, because you had one that was talking to her. He ended up pulling us to the side and was telling us, like, look, this is what y'all gonna have to do. Y'all gonna have to, he say, judging by what y'all telling me, y'all gonna have to do something, like, intentionally to, like, get her really upset to where she spaz out enough where she threatens y'all or something like that. Then y'all can have her Baker Act, because, and get her, like, riled up enough so that when the police get here, they see her in this, because he say she on medication, so she gon' spaz, you know what I'm saying? So we like, good looking out, policeman. That's what's up. So we gave it a few days. We ended up, what ended up happening? Oh, so because in my mind, I'm like, I'm not filing no fucking eviction. This bitch finna get out of my house now. I told him, I said, you need to get her motherfucking clothes. No, I didn't even know at this time. I didn't even tell him to get her clothes. I ended up taking, because I was gonna end up going and getting I was gonna change the locks. I had to wait till I got paid. So I was like, I'm gonna go buy a doorknob to change the locks. In the meantime, it was weird because, like, from the front door to where the stairs started was like damn near, it was like just enough room to the point I had to kind of wedge it in there, but it was just enough room for my goddamn ironing board. So the bitch couldn't, when she came, yeah, you can unlock the door, but you can't push that motherfucker in. So she outside showing her ass. Oh, you choosing that fat bitch over me. And, oh, she don't even like you. I told you that bitch don't like you. This and this and that. And all of this stuff, So I did find out later on she really had been telling him, like, she felt like I didn't like him and this and that, and she don't know why I was with him or I was trying to use him or whatever. And I was just like, first of all, bitch, use him for what? For what? Girl, can't nobody use him. He came to my house not working. And I knew he didn't have a job. He was in school at the time, but I knew he didn't have a job. He told me he was in school. He had a job, but he was no longer working at the place, but he was currently looking for a new employment. Now, once he moved in with me, and it went from that little, friendship phase to full-blown relationship within probably a week or two. Then he proceeded to tell me that the last job that he was on, he ended up getting hurt, so he had a lawsuit in the works. And he ended up settling with the lawsuit, and got the back pay from the from workman's comp and all of that stuff. But that was like, that happened later. This happened, he didn't get that money until after I put this bitch out. But I'm thinking to myself, use him how? Why would I use somebody that I had intentions on trying to help out in the beginning? But anyway, so like I say, later on I found out that she did, they was having those type of conversation when she was trying to, like, put that in his head. But anyway, we got the bitch Baker at it, right? Cool, yes, all right, bitch gone. So as soon as I got paid, like, if it wasn't that next day, it was the very next day after that. I went to Walmart, bought that new motherfucking doorknob, changed my motherfucking locks. The bitch is dead. The witch is dead. I told him to get her motherfucking clothes, take them bitches. I don't give a fuck where you take them. You just get them out of here. Cause she coming back. They can't keep somebody but for so long when they Baker act them. And they probably keep him from less time if she get in there trying to do that smart shit she did with the motherfucking police. And the thing about it is, the mental health hospitals out there didn't really fuck with the lady as far as like giving her medication, because they're not going to give it to you if they know you have a drug problem. She has a history of a drug problem, and they know this because this is their medical records. And so it was like, I think she had ended up being there for like a week and a half, not quite 2 weeks, but it was like a week, a good week at least. I know she was gone. That was the most peaceful time, y'all. And I said, oh, she coming back. But I got a rude motherfucking awakening for her ass. Bitch, I got your eviction. Bitch, evict my ass legally. You getting the fuck up out of here. So, of course, she gets out. Her key don't work. Unbeknownst to her, the key that she had, the actual key, we had one key for the front and the motherfucking side door. It was the same. It fit the same key on each door. But she was so paranoid, she wouldn't walk to the side of the house. Plus, she never knew that any goddamn way. But, so she gets out, she come there. Oh, she out there acting the ass again. But this time, she's so fucking rowdy. I'ma kill y'all. This and this and that. I'ma kill y'all. I'ma kill. No, wait, hold on. Am I telling the story right? I'm trying to think. Did we let her in? No. I'm getting it confused. Cause I'm trying to no. Okay, she ended up coming back after she got Baker acted. And I'm trying to think what happened. How did we get her all rowdy and like? No, that was the time when. Okay, I think I'm lying. I think the first time we called the police on her, trying to get her Baker acted, and when the police was telling, because it was funny, she kept trying to tell the police, "Oh, I take," because we tell them this lady don't take her medication. Oh, I take my medication. So he was like, "Well, where is it?" So she go in there and get this pill bottle that the label was scratched out in purple ink, like a marker or whatever, like the label was all ripped off. And so he was like, how am I supposed to know this your medication? This don't have no name on it. As far as I know, you can have somebody else's medication. And he said, it's a felony, to be in possession of somebody else's medication. So she was like, well, no, that's not my medication. My medication is at my husband.